How we doing, folks? Welcome into Week 14 postgame. I'm Jason Blakeney. With me is Brady Amon. There's a special Saturday/Sunday edition. I came back late last night from Jacksonville. Brady all the way up in Northview. So we get together today and put a bow on the season, Brady. We're out of teams.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't. We didn't get any further in this week, but a couple games that were very close, and both of our local teams had chances to win. Obviously, both of them lost close games.
Yeah, your game a little intrigue before the game, kind of interesting. Chipley late arriving to the stadium.
Yeah, their bus had a blowout. About halfway, to Northview, and as they checking the blowout, they discovered that there's a fire in the back of the bus. So they hurry up and get everything off the bus, which was quick thinking by the coaches, because I don't know if every coach kind of thinks about that. Let's get all the equipment off first.
Right.
They get all the equipment, obviously all the kids off, and the Coach Armstrong said as soon as they're off the bus and they're standing a good distance away, he says the whole thing just goes up in flames. So they end up catching a ride with the band, which is a couple hours behind them. So they all squeezed in together on one big bus, and they get to the game 30 minutes before kickoff, and Coach Armstrong says, look, let's play. We came here for a 7:30 game, and they kicked off at 7:30, and early on it looked like maybe it kind of that trip maybe kind of rattled them a little bit, because Northview jumps out to a 14-0 lead, but Chipley's able to kind of hold on and stay in there, and turns it into kind of a back and forth game before it's all said and done.
Yeah, they're able to change kind of the momentum and bring it down to a 2-point game, 14-12 at the half. The second half, really able to dominate with their defense, only allowing 3 first downs.
Yeah, well, that was the key. Northview scored on the very first play of the second half to take a 21-12 lead, and Northview had several opportunities in that second half to really kind of put it away, because after the touchdown, they get a block punt, and they're at the 10-yard line, and Chipley holds. They have to try a field goal, which they miss. Then they get the ball back again. They drive down to the 24, 25-yard line, and they fumble. On a second and second and short situation, they fumble the football over to Chipley. So they had 2 chances there to really extend that lead, and instead they go from potentially a 28-12 lead to Chipley drives down and makes it 21-18, and that's when things kind of get interesting. Northview has another chance to kind of melt the clock away. They have a 4th and maybe inches. They decide to go for it. Even though it's on their side of the field, they decide to go for it, and they seem to get it. They hand it off to Roderick Woods. He gets about 3 yards on a 4th and short, but the official on the opposite sideline calls a illegal procedure penalty. He says the receiver was in motion. So that ends up calling back. Northview has to punt. 2 plays later, Chipley hits a 53-yard touchdown pass, and then Northview gets the ball back. They drive down at the 21-yard line, very similar to the first time they played Chipley. They fumble the football on a 2nd and short. They had a really good chance with all 3 timeouts there to get to the end zone. Instead, they fumbled it away. Chipley ends up running out the clock and wins the game.
Yeah, a lot of parallels there with the Pace game. Pace jumps out to an early 14-0 lead. They get back, or Bartram Trail gets back into the game 14-14. Pace tacks on a field goal right before halftime. It goes up 17-14. Then it's the back and forth battle. Bartram Trail comes out on top. Pace actually has a touchdown called back. The referee says that Patrick Maddox was in the backfield instead of on the line of scrimmage. Pace not too happy about that. It looked like he was on the line of scrimmage. Even indicated, am I on the line of scrimmage? And the referee didn't say anything to him. So, one of those interesting plays that the referee is the guy that Maddox is talking to, and then the same guy throws the flag.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those things. It seems like, things just weren't meant to be for both teams. Both teams, though, great games. Patrick Maddox, especially for Pace, goes out and has 100 and a lot of yards. Yeah, it's a bunch. Yeah, the kid's unreal. I don't know who's going to take him a chance on him in college, but somebody needs to, because no one in the state's been able to cover him so far except for Jalen Spencer. So it's a very impressive year for him.
Yeah, and we've seen that. You know, the one thing about him is something that a lot of people seem to question about him is does he have that breakaway speed? And we've seen several times against Pine Forest, against PHS, teams that's supposed to have speed in the secondary.
Right.
Navarre, he ran right past them. So
right.
he's obviously a very good receiver. Like you said, you know, a great season for both teams. Obviously, I think, to me, the Northview loss probably hurts a little bit more for them or is a little bit tougher to swallow right now because they were on the brink of that state championship game. Not saying that Pace, it doesn't hurt for Pace. Pace still had another week to go. But this is kind of the season that Northview's kind of been building towards with all those seniors. And to have that game at home, to have everything set up for you to win it, and to do the way it did, you know, to have it in the way it did where they were 71 seconds away from celebrating that trip to Orlando and have it kind of all crash down, it is a tough loss for the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, that's kind of wraps up the season. Let's I guess you won't see us again until Christmas Day.
We'll do the all
area team. We'll put a little video package together for that and put a final Christmas bow on the season. Until then, I am Jason Blakeney. This is Brady Amon, and y'all have a good holiday season.